Actually, yung sinasabi mong Supreme Court decision na wrong but enforceable, na-cover na yung tanong na yun, whether VP Sara is immune from suit.
Yeah.
Ang sabi ng Supreme Court, the Vice President, as with any impeachable officer, is not immune from criminal liability for things she did during her term.
Yeah.
Pero she is procedurally immune from being sued during the term.
The ombudsman is empowered to, for the purposes of filing an impeachment complaint, do case build-up, investigate, inquire, and get the bank accounts to see, oh, may pumasok bang pera na confidential funds doon sa bank account?
Sorry to let you
Yeah,
down, Attorney
okay.
Jess, no? Pero hindi yun mangyayari kasi sinagot na yan ng Supreme Court na ang ombudsman, wala siyang kapangyarihan na mag-inquire into bank accounts kung wala pang na-file na kaso in court.
Ano bang meron pang impeachment siyang hindi pa na-resolve sa Supreme Court yung di ba? Hindi pa na-resolve. And yet, ito na namang bagong sa ombudsman.
Well, sa ombudsman, ang alam ko dyan is ang pinaka-worst na pwede mangyari kay VP Sara sa Office of the Ombudsman is mag-refer siya ng impeachment complaint sa House of Representatives.
Yes.
Hanggang dun lang. Hindi siya pwede mag-file ng separate na kasong kriminal laban kay VP Sara. So limited ang options ni Ombudsman Remulla kasi impeachable officer si VP Sara.
Tsaka the same offenses din yung ina-accuse sa kanya sa di ba? Attorney Jess, the same articles of impeachment, kaya lang in the form of complaints sa ombudsman.
Not necessarily. I think ang sinabi ni Prof. Shelo Magno and some of the complainants there, talagang they just did not collate all of the transcript and evidence dun sa mga Quadcom hearings, tsaka Senate hearings on the confidential funds. But there are some other or new evidence na sinama nila. Kasi grabe kung nakita yung picture ng mga documents na final nila, annexes, sobrang dami. Doon sa issue ng impeachability or immunity from suit. Of course, Attorney Paolo, he believes na may immunity from suit si VP Sara. I would just like to introduce the idea na that's just one school of thought.
Yeah, meron pang
Because
ano yan.
there's a competing school of thought. So,
Wala
hindi pa
pang
ito
ano.
nare-resolve ng Supreme Court. Does the Vice President have the same immunity from suit
Like the President? Oo.
Pero based on precedents, based on history, we have to look at VP Leni. Leni Robredo was sued for sedition. Leni Robredo was sued for a lot of other things, no? Pero na-dismiss na lang quietly, ano na yan, na ni-lawyer up na lang niya.
Oh, pero si Presidente Duterte mismo nag-lawyer sa kanya. Huwag na kayo mag-impeach. Elected ng tao yan.
That is for impeachment. But for the sedition, mga tao ni Duterte pa din yung nagpa-file nun. But anyway, ang point ko dyan, Mami Chu, is nagkaso pa din sila, even if may school of thought na immunity from
Yes,
suit.
oh.
So the fact na based on history, based on precedents, based on practice, na mukhang walang belief ang gobyerno na may immunity from suit ang isang vice president, what has been done before can be done to VP Sara unless she files a case in court, sa Supreme Court, the Supreme Court says may immunity from suit.
In short, from a layman's point of view, harassment suits lang yan.
Not really. I wouldn't say so. I would highly disagree sa harassment suit.
Anyway, sabi ni...
Sagutin ko lang yung sinabi ni Attorney Jess, no? Actually, yung sinasabi mong Supreme Court decision na wrong but enforceable, na-cover na yung tanong na yun, whether VP Sara is immune from suit.
Yeah.
Ang sabi ng Supreme Court, of course, the Vice President, as with any impeachable officer, is not immune from criminal liability for things she did during her term.
Yes.
Pero she is procedurally immune from being sued during the term. So, kailangan antayin na bumaba siya sa pwesto, kaya mag-resign siya or ma-impeach siya bago tumuloy yung mga kasong ganyan. So, nandyan yan sa Supreme Court decision on the impeachment.
May mga manonood na lawyers sa atin, law students. So ako, I just have to give the counterpoint, kontrapunto, no? That would be considered obiter dictum. Meaning, hindi siya important to the resolution of the initial Supreme Court decision which was issued July 28 or somewhere July 2025, no? So, I don't think that is going to be binding on a future case kung may immunity from suit or not si VP
Okay,
Sara.
let's
Marichu,
take the non-legal point of view.
Ayun!
Hindi, ang point of view ko is as one of the complainants in the impeachment complaint
Okay.
last year.
Yung sa for impeachment.
Yes.
Oh.
Alam mo, okay lang yan na nag-file sa ombudsman. The problema dyan, yung mga kaso sa Pilipinas, tumatagal na 10 taon, 15 years. So malamang tapos na ang term ni Vice President Duterte, hindi pa tapos ang kaso. Which is why impeachment, for me, is a much better option kasi mabilis.
Yes.
Time-bound yun eh.
Yeah. Sa
At
February 6 ang next.
Correct,
round.
correct.
Filing.
Alam mo,
Filing.
yung kasong mga ganyan, it will take years. Ang haba ng proseso niyan. Kaya while that is okay, I think we also have to focus on the impeachment, especially parating na yung February, supposedly nagtatapos ang one-year ban. Pero wala pa rin decision ng Supreme Court, so inaantay din natin yun.
Pero isa pang lawyer na celebrity lawyer like you, si Ferdy Topacio, who happens to be the official spokesperson
Siya ang celebrity lawyer, Ferdinand Topacio.
PDP laban na siya siya yung spokesperson. Sabi niya, recycled lang, kasi sa katulad sinabi ni Attorney Paulo Panelo, recycled lang naman daw ang mga reklamo. What can you say about that?
I don't think hindi problema yan. Kasi hindi naman na-resolve yung reklamo ng impeachment, hindi nga nagka-trial
On the substance.
Yung
Yes.
7 articles of impeachment.
So it's not really recycled. Ngayon, naghanap sila ng ibang venue to bring their complaints kasi nga, walang mangyayari sa impeachment hanggang February. Pero hindi pa na-rule ng any trial itong mga allegations na ito.
But let's assuming I agree with Attorney Paulo. Balikan ko kung Teddy yung kay Attorney Paulo na immune from suit, si VP Sara. I would agree definitely that the ombudsman, whatever the school of thought is empowered by
investigate,
law to investigate VP Sara still
Yes.
for the purposes of filing an impeachment
Yes.
complaint. And ano yung bombastic na kinikilig talaga ako, like ako talaga I get goosebumps when I think about it Since mayroong na-file na plunder case, mayroong affidavit ni Madriaga, may question dun sa confidential funds
Kasama na ba yung kay Madriaga dyan?
No, I mean the ombudsman Nasa office na niya
Oh, yes.
Ang point may two routes. Routes to what?
Yes.
Pathways to what?
Yeah.
To open or get the bank records of VP
Two
Sara.
separate cases yan.
Yes, two separate cases. But the point is, the ombudsman is empowered to, for the purposes of filing an impeachment complaint, do case build-up, investigate, inquire, and get the bank accounts to see, may pumasok bang pera na confidential funds doon sa bank account.
Alam mo, sorry to let you
Yeah,
down, Attorney
okay.
Jess, no? Pero hindi yun mangyayari. Kasi sinagot na yan ng Supreme Court na ang ombudsman, wala siyang kapangyarihan na mag-inquire into bank accounts kung wala pang na-file na kaso in court.
Yes.
I think that's the Marquez versus Desierto case. So, yung kinakikiligan mo, sorry, hindi mangyayari yan.
But we have to remember si Deputy Ombudsman Melchor Carandang, di ba, he was illegally fired by Duterte, pero hindi na yan ma-turn o overturn kasi natapos na yung panahon ni Duterte tsaka ni Ombudsman Deputy Ombudsman Melchor Carandang, sino siya? Sinabi niya na may bank record, yung hawak ni Trillanes is the same bank record na meron siya
Oh, yeah.
from the AMLC.
Na
Ang question-
dinenay naman ng AMLC.
But
Yeah.
ang question, how was he able to get it?
Kaya nga, dapat meron siyang liability doon.
Because aside from what Attorney Paulo mentioned, hindi lang naman tayo umaasa sa ombudsman law or sa bank secrecy law. Umaasa din tayo sa SALN law na may waiver ang isang public official to allow the ombudsman to inquire
Let's
into
ask
the bank
the public
records.
official kasi sila nagsasabit ng SALN
Dapat. I think the ombudsman has the power.
Yeah.
Hindi ko lang alam kung it requires na na-file na yan sa kaso. Whether that is, kung kailan yan mangyayari, I think the ombudsman can eventually open those bank accounts.
Natatandaan ko si si Rep Casino noon. Siya yung one of the poorest, quote-unquote, pag-submission ng SALN.
At saka voluntary yan na natin,
network,
nilalabas
diba?
namin. Yeah.
Pero,
Miss Marichu, yung punto is fishing expedition talaga to kasi kita mo kinikilig si Attorney Jess
Tsaka
na
to
bubuksan na yung bank accounts. Pero yun nga, ang sabi sa batas, hanggat hindi na-file yung kaso, hindi pwedeng gumalaw ang
I
ombudsman
have
ng
to
bank
answer
accounts.
with all due respect, Attorney Paulo, walang kinalaman yung kilig ko sa fishing expedition because hindi naman ako yung mag-i-investigate. And again,
Excited ka lang.
Yes, and with all due respect, kahit na totoo yung sinasabi mo, ako, magle-layer ako ng argumentation dito. Kahit totoo yung sinasabi mo, pag nag-file na ng impeachment case by February 6, meron ng case when the ombudsman can also inquire into the bank records of VP Sara.
filing lang yon. It has to go through the process.
Sa
Yes.
House of
Kongreso.
Justice.
Oh,
Sa House of
committee. Sa SecGen
Representatives,
muna. Oh.
Committee on Justice.
Oh.
Yes, and ito na naman yung isang kakakiligan ko and sana hindi ma-misconstrue ulit ni Attorney Paulo Panelo, di ba? Yung Supreme Court decision daw is favorable to Sara. Actually, ang sinasabi ko lagi sa mga nagtatanong, in fact, it might be favorable to the anti-Dutertes. Why? Kasi kapag magkakaroon ka ng mini trial sa House, which is what generally the Supreme Court, hindi na natin iisa-isa yung sinabi ng Supreme Court dun sa bagong decision, no? But generally, yun yung mangyayari. Imbes na mag-trial sa Senate agad, kailangan merong due process daw sa lower house. So, pwede kang magka-mini trial doon. Is the House of Representatives friendly to VP Sara? I don't think so. So, February 6, Boom!
Let's watch kung ano yun. Kasi, di ba, nagkaroon ng change of leadership, iba na ang speaker ngayon, di ba?
We'll see.
And let's ask Attorney Paulo, di ba, alam ko si Kitty ang nire-represent mo, pero is the Vice President prepared, is taking preparations already?
Hindi ko alam, hindi ko na itatanong sa kanya, pero I'm sure she is. She is that kind of person that's always prepared. So I don't have any doubts na she'll be prepared to confront this.
But are you ready to tell her, advise her, that these cases are not politically motivated?
Hindi, kasi yun ang nakikita natin eh. Actually, karamihan ng Pilipino, tingin ko yun ang nakikita eh.
Pero it can't be used as a defense, di ba?
Yes. The evidence will have to be confronted kung meron man. Pero yun nga eh, wala tayong nakikitang mabigat na ebidensya laban kay VP Sara.
Okay, let's close this topic and move on to the next topic, next headliner natin. Si Secretary Vince Dizon with his special appearance sa Bicameral Conference Committee na sinabi ni Senator Ping Lacson, unprecedented na, kasi Bicam na yan eh, papatawag, yung not even the DBM Secretary is invited, di ba, Congressman Casino?
Maybe, kung Teddy.
Pabihira yan.
Oh.
It rarely happens.
Yeah.
That,
Or has it ever happened in history?
I cannot even recall.
Pero, in
Pero
fairness,
yung ordinary laws, minsan, pag BICAM, kung may kailangang ilinawin talaga,
Doon sa
it
secretary.
happens, but rarely. Kasi
Ito sa
salang-sala na
budget
yung
eh.
mga, salang-sala na usually yung mga bills when it arrives at the BICAM level.
but this is the budget,
Correct.
Bicam.
I don't recall any time na pinatawag ang isang secretary sa BICAM.
Yes. Eh, may sinasabi to sa attorney, just curious lang ako eh, na pinost mo, there's something fishy in the script.